Hello and welcome back to Divorce Happens, the podcast where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, a little bit of laughter, and everything you need so you can start fresh because, as we know, divorce happens and then you start fresh. We're here with one of our faves, Angela O'Brien. Angela, can you tell us what you do?
Hi, thank you for having me, Olivia. Yes, I am a professional organizer. I'm an Enneagram coach, and I host a podcast for fellow families of kids with special needs like me. I have a daughter with Down syndrome, and she's going to be 21 next month. And so I like to really focus on helping others who have special needs kids and young adults just figure out how to reclaim what they need to thrive and survive through this journey. So
Mm.
that's what I do.
Well, we're so happy you're here for so many reasons. But one is that I don't know if people know this, but the divorce rate for special needs families is actually significantly higher than it is for families that don't have special needs children. And so, for anybody that's listening to this and they may be going through a divorce with a special needs member of the family, divorce is messy physically. It is very messy, right? People are leaving, people are coming, there's moving. What can we do, Angela, to keep ourselves a little bit not going bananas during this time of transition, especially from the perspective of a special needs parent?
Yeah, I think, and I have friends who have and are going through this process themselves as special needs parents. So I can totally relate as a friend and helping them move through this process. And it is difficult, and there's a complexity added to it because of our kids who and young adults who have special needs, say intellectual disabilities like my daughter, or autism or neurodiversity. It can present some challenges, right? We have kids who are dependent on their routines and the structure in their homes, and
Mm,
all of that gets upended. And so it can be really difficult. So, first of all, give yourself some grace that this is a time of transition. It will eventually end, and there will be a new normal. There will be a new start and a new beginning, and that will all be good. But in the meantime, give yourself some grace. And then secondly, I would say too, in terms of, for me, organizing is a form of self-care. And
mhm,
um, so being able to kind of really allow yourself some time to get organized, whether you are just starting the process or you're kind of halfway through it or towards the end, working with your lawyer or a divorce coach or someone that can help you kind of gather up the documents that you need, because there's going to be a lot of them,
yeah,
and gather up the resources that you need, both in a digital format and in a paper format, because unfortunately that's where we are in this age. We need
mhm,
both for certain
mhm,
situations, and really being able to have that information easily retrievable, because
mm,
this is a time of stress, and there are going to be times where you have an urgent need to get some information right away,
mm.
and you want to be able to access that easily and quickly. And that's really, to me, what organization is about: being able to access what we need when we need it without adding extra stress.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's such good advice. And I have ADHD myself, and having gone through a divorce, I know, you do need these things at your fingertips. And it's really the stress for me was so much like getting the things I needed, right? Or like
Yeah.
the house documents or the mortgage papers. So I love like this. I have the scanner app on my phone, and it like
Hmm.
saves everything, like the
Right.
kids' health forms, and like that's awesome. So what are some just like really simple things people can do if, let's say, you're listening to this and you're currently dividing up that household and you have kids to worry about and your own mental health maybe isn't great? Something that people can just do like in this moment to make it a little easier for them.
I think, first of all, given that I mentioned we have both to deal with paper organization and digital organization, I think something simple that you can do today, or take a few minutes to start to do today, is organize your digital files. So
Mm,
once I think the scanner app is a great idea. Have a easy way, whether you're putting that app on your phone, or you have a little, I know there are little small scanners you can put on your desk. Make it super easy to get it in digital format, and then put those in corresponding files. And Start
Mm,
to do that. Maybe you're halfway through the process. Take 5 minutes today and go through those files and start to name them and put them into files so that if it's financially related, it's in a finance file. If it's in health related or government services related, which is what we
yeah.
all have to deal with when we have kids who are needing SSI or we have guardianship, whatever it is, put it in a file so that you can quickly get to it. And then secondly, if you have a bunch of paper files that you are trying to get organized, is a binder something that you could use?
Mm,
Is that how your brain works? You do it how your brain works. Like, how do you
mm,
naturally think about it?
yeah.
But get a binder, a folder, a bin that has some hanging files, something like that, so that it doesn't have to look great. Just something simple that you can start to kind of keep those organized so that you can access them quickly and easily.
Yeah. You know what I do is I have a big green plastic bin, and anytime important papers come in, I just immediately put it in there and then I can think about it later. Right? It's like I know
Absolutely.
it's all in there. And that took me
Yeah.
years to figure that very simple task out, but otherwise I'm like thinking where do I put this and how do I
Right.
file this? And I also want to just make a note, if you are putting things on digital, make sure that if you don't want to share that digital file with somebody like your ex-spouse, that you check who you're sharing with in your Google,
Definitely.
because
Yes.
if you previously had shared calendars or previously had shared things, you want to double check that. That's please take it from me. I learned it the hard way.
Very, very, very
So
important, yes, and I
okay,
love the bin
yeah,
idea, the tree I
yeah,
call it a triage bin, like, I
yep,
have
yep,
in fact, I literally have a green bin sitting behind my computer right
yeah,
now,
yeah,
but it's that, like, in between time, so
yep,
you don't have time to file it now, but you don't wanna lose it, so
yep.
set it in there and just know that dedicated time to go through that, later on in the week or whatever works for you, yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and you never know what you're gonna need, right? So scan it all,
Exactly.
save it all.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that being said, Angela, can you help people do this? How do you work with people?
So I don't do a fair amount of digital organizing, but I do a lot of in-home organizing and I do some virtual organizing. So
Cool.
I am available through my website, Your Space Reclaimed. That's my business. I'm also available on Instagram at Your Space Reclaimed. And I have a podcast called Especially Organized Sensible Solutions for Special Needs Moms. I have a specific episode on there about divorce with a wonderful special needs divorce coach,
Amazing.
episode 66. So feel free to go check that out. She has a lot of good
We'll
information.
link that. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. She's great.
Yeah, I love that. But also, if somebody's listening to this and they just need a little like strategy or guidance, you can do that virtually.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I would
Yeah.
be happy to do that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and get them
Awesome.
started. And just really, I want to give people the tools so that they can go and do it themselves, so that I work
Yeah.
myself out of a job. Like, I want other people to feel like they can set themselves up, give them the tools that they need so that they can move
Yeah.
forward and know how to access what they need quickly and easily. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. So whether it's organizing those files or preparing to move into a smaller place or a different
exactly.
place, or helping I helped my ex-husband even prepare his stuff to move out and find a new place, which if you have a relationship like that, then that's great too, right? So,
Mhm.
having somebody to kind of help you steward through all of that in an
Yeah.
organizational sense, definitely get in touch with Angela. She knows what she's doing. Angela, if somebody's listening to this and they're going through a divorce, which probably they are, or they know somebody who is, what would be some words of encouragement that you could leave them with?
I think that I would tell them that this is a season and you're going to move beyond the season and
Mm,
start dreaming about what that new season is going to look like. Start dreaming about what that new life is going to look like because it can be amazing. And just because you're in the thick of it right now doesn't mean it's not going to be amazing in the future. And so start writing it down, start being grateful for it already because it will happen. It will happen. So
I love that. I love that. I remember when I was at the tail end of my divorce, but we were still living together. I went to Target and I bought myself some new plates and dishes, but I didn't let myself use them until he had fully moved out and I could have that fresh start. So,
I love
just
that.
start piecing together the new
Yeah,
life, because it really does help build that confidence and to see this is what
absolutely.
life is going to look like.
Oh, I love that. That's just like this reminder, right? This, like, little
Mhm.
gift that you're gonna give your future self, and I think that's
Yeah, I
fantastic.
still
Yeah,
use them.
yeah.
So,
Yes, perfect.
amazing. Well, you can find all of Angela's information in the show notes. Angela, we appreciate you so much, and the work that you do to support families is so important. So, thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm so grateful to be a part of Fresh Starts, and I'm just so grateful to know you, Olivia. I think you guys are
Aw,
amazing. Yeah.
thanks. Well, we feel the same way about you.
Thanks for having me on.